And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome to Gulfstream Park and welcome to Gulfstream today. A Sunday afternoon of world-class action awaits you with 11 races on the card today. Another sunny afternoon in South Florida with a fast main track and a firm turf course. Track announcer Pete Aiello with ace handicapper extraordinaire Ron Nicoletti. Ron, how are you?
We never run out of full fields here, but I'm sort of running out of voice as we end the week here. So if I sound a little hoarse, sorry about that, but we'll get through today. Yeah, we'll get through today this afternoon. Fast main track, firm turf course, as you mentioned. We got some carryovers today.
Yeah, we have carryovers in the Super High Five in race number 1 of $2,411. The first race also begins the 50-cent early pick 5 on the program. No carryover to speak of there, but we do have a carryover in the Rainbow 6 here this afternoon. Rainbow 6 carryover stands at $73,610. Pretty nice carryover going in.
Yeah, we had one alive yesterday for $104,000, so I'm sure it's going to be well over that this afternoon if you get that one unique single ticket and bring down the whole Rainbow 6 jackpot. We end the day, race number 7 with an 11-race card with our 50-cent late pick 5.
Well, we're 59 minutes away from our first race of the afternoon, which starts the early pick 5 and also starts the Super High Five wager. Just 7 horses to go to post in the first of the day. That's good news if you're a Super High Five player. Ronnie, how did you approach the early pick 5?
Well, let me show you my ticket here, and I did go too deep, and then 3 in race number 4, and we were talking about the 3 horse in that race who might be the lone speed. We'll get to that race in a little while. Then 3 deep to end it for a $36 ticket. Got to try and get out of this first stanza with the number 6, Very, Very Stella, and the number 5, Thinking Quality, and Very, Very Stella, stretching out to a mile in the 16th today after returning from about a 2-month layoff to finish, win its 4th consecutive turf race when defeating first level allowance competition going 7.5 furlongs. I'll steal a line from you. From yesterday, Ralph Zadie seems to be winning everything, and that's the case. This horse has been very, very good. Jesus Rios in the saddle.
Hard to find chinks in the armor here. Last time out, Very, Very Stella beat Whisper on the Wind, who came right back to win. 2 starts ago, Very, Very Stella beat Diaz, who came right back to win and beat a field of allowance horses doing it.
Yeah, and then number 5, Thinking Quality, was given some time off after posting 3 consecutive turf victories from April to June. He loves to stalk the pace, and he should get the speed needed to complement his kind of stalking style.
Yeah, and that speed's going to come from an old friend of yours, Weezer Gone Gray.
Yeah, this one owes me nothing, and he lives little doubt what his running tactics is going to be. He's going to be on the front end, and he's going to be playing catch me if you can. I think this is a better level for him. They stepped him up after those back-to-back upset victories. I think he finds this level of competition more to his liking, but I still don't think he can go all the way.
I was going to say the bad news is the last time he raced against Very, Very Stella, he was defeated by 22.
That's what I mean. And so I just think that he's going to be on the engine there. Maybe they're trying to recapture that past glory that I was lucky enough to share in.
Well, the first race, the 2 horses that appear to be the principals are the 2 you have, the 5, Thinking Quality, and the 6, Very, Very Stella. Second race, Florida-bred maidens of the 2-year-old variety. They race for a $40,000 purse. Nice field assembled in this race. Mike Yates takes center stage with Distinctive Star, the morning line choice. However, you're going outside to a trainer who had a huge win yesterday, Stanley Gold.
Yeah, this is the 6 horse. Here Comes the Dude. It's a $210,000 son of first through debut, and as you mentioned, for Stanley Gold, string of solid workouts showing, and that's just what that horse had yesterday. That one gets Lasix, Edgar Zayas in the saddle. But as you mentioned, the morning line favorite in here is the number 2. Wait, I want to show you a stat on Stanley Gold while we're here and talking about his horse. Over the last 5 years with 2-year-olds, first-time starters, maiden special weight, he's always been good. You know this. He's 9 for 45, 20% in the money, 47% in the money. Just always runs well. Positive R, well, not a really positive ROI, $1.14, because his game was 2-year-olds, first-time starters and stuff. So I just wanted to throw that stat out there.
Yeah, and a lot of things have changed for Stanley Gold over the last few months. He doesn't have his main client anymore, so that might make the price go up over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were talking about that horse. That was his first win at the summer meetings, Stanley Gold. So this horse I'm expecting to run well. But the number 2, Distinctive Star, stretching out to 6 furlongs, recovered from a sort of an eventful start. I want to go back and show you the start of this horse here. He ducks in at the start. He's actually the number 5 horse in here, and he actually does the ducking in here. You'll just see him go over and just not on course, but I'm going to switch to the top of the stretch and show him, you know, he runs okay, and he runs second to a horse called Thanks God. And you know, as always, Pete, I always ask you these questions because we're handicapping together. You know, this was a ding-dong battle to the wire. Did that start, even though he might have been the one that ducked in, cost him a chance at the victory here, or you just think he was green and he's going to move forward today?
I don't know. I mean, Thanks God finished up pretty well. He came back to run terrible the other day, but, you know, he was a horse who took a lot of money in his debut and didn't break at all himself. So Distinctive Star looked to me like a horse that probably needed a little bit more work going into that first start, which is rare because Yates horses don't go to the post that way.
Well, and talking about first dudes in here, which the number 6 horse is, also the number 4, Fort Liberty, is an $80,000 son of first dude, debuting for Ralph Nix. 8 local workouts. Ralph Nix, you know how good he is with his freshman runners. Overall, he's always near like 25-30%. All different statistics. And Tyler Gaffleone in the saddle. And we learned through the years, leaving a horse like this off can be dangerous on your ticket.
Well, for me, the 1 is an unknown commodity, so you'll pass. The 3 is out of the barn of Michelle Nihei, who will probably need one, and the 5 needs a lot of improving. That's half the field thrown out. The other half is the half on your screen, 2, 4, and 6.
So maybe I'm in the going in the right direction there.
Well, let's continue on in the right direction with race number 3 on the program. Maidens at the $12,500 level. We're on turf here at 7.5 furlongs. The number 9 horse, Grand Venezuelan, takes the drop in class. He's actually the 2-to-1 morning line choice in this race. And does Grand Venezuelan merit top billing here?
Yeah, I did give him top billing. I'll tell you why. He's dropping to this 12.5 level, turning back just a little to 7.5 after dueling for the lead, getting collared late, and back-to-back $20,000 maiden test going a mile. So you think the drop is going to help the trainers Bruno Tessori as Edgar Zayas at the controls. But we both had some interest in the number 3 horse in here, and that is Jingle Bells.
Yeah, we talked about horses that need races. Look at Jingle Bells' last race and draw your own conclusions. To me, it looked like simply a horse that was dead short past the quarter pole. We'll take a look at that now, and you can draw your own conclusions on Jingle Bells. He's in range. He's in a perfect spot off the speed. He went favored that day. He had Lasix for the first time that day. He was in the Peter Walder barn. A lot of things that were right about Jingle Bells. He moved into a contending spot second. He's in front of the eventual winner, Big City Heart, which to me means all the more reasons that he was short, because Big City Heart is not an authoritative closer by any stretch of the imagination. He does have to alter course a little bit there, but to me, he just looked like a short racehorse. He looked like a horse that needed that last race. He gets his rider back today in Pedro Monterrey Jr., Jaramillo serving days. I mean, Jingle Bells, it's not a clean run through the stretch. He's not going to win anyway, but just the last 16th of a mile looks dead short to me.
Yeah, and the second off the layoff for Peter Walder, always a good angle. So that's number 3, Jingle Bells, and a little horse I had on the ticket for all the reasons you just showed. Pete, and I'm using the number 7, Wonder Frolic. 7 for 11 in the money this year. Has hit the board at this level in 3 of his last 5 races. Milt Wolfson, Tyler Gaffleone trying to get that victory. Boy, this horse, very consistent running on this turf course. So one of these horses, if you don't think you can win, certainly have to put it somewhere on your exotic wager ticket.
Well, if you agree with us that Jingle Bells needed a race, then you have to use Jingle Bells way in advance of Wonder Frolic, because Wonder Frolic lost to Jingle Bells last time, and as we said, we thought Jingle Bells needed it.
Yep, so we'll see how that race plays out, but Grand Venezuelan on top of my ticket.
Race number 4 today, a very interesting race. What we lack in quantity, we make up for in quality, as there's some pretty sharp racehorses in here. This is an allowance race, optional claiming variety at 1 mile. Key scratch of a horse that figured to be heavily favored in Johnny Handsome. A field of 5 in here. And Ronnie, I was looking at this race just before we went on the air. There is no, with the capital N, no speed in here.
No, there is some speed in here. It's 1 horse, and it's 3 Sugars Dandy we'll talk about. But what about the role that Cheech Thunder is on, trying to make it 5 victories in a row, 2nd consecutive score at this level, $10,000 optional claimant. Antonio Sano Jesus Rios returning on this 1 mile specialist. Does he get the job even though he's coming from off the pace this afternoon?
Here's why I say no. And this is just me looking at the form here today. The last time he ran a mile was last time out. He ran 40. They went 46 and change, 3/4 and 10. He closed. Time before that, 45 and 4, 3/4 and 9 and 4. He closed. Time before that, 46 to the half, 3/4 and 11. He had trouble getting up that day, but he won anyway. The point of the story is he's been getting a lot of pace to run at. Today he'll have no pace to run at.
Well, number 2, Toes Gray Cat, moved to the Bernardo Lopez barn after the claim, is hoping to recapture the form he displayed, winning 7 of 26 races on the Gulfstream main track. That's 26, 7, 7, and 2. He's a horse for course play. Marcos Meneses in the saddle. Let's get to the 3, Sugar's Dandy. Here's what I wrote in my analysis today. It's simple. This one goes to the lead, and if he holds on, he wins it here. But I like about this horse, Pete, he's very good at this distance. 3 races, 2 wins in the second. He's got the apprentice Alvaro Doniz in the saddle, and you know this horse is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, everything conventionally to me would be auto toss for number 3, Sugar Dandy. He's not eligible for non-3. He's in against open company. He's just broke his non-winners of 2 last time out. He did it while bottoming out the field. I mean, nothing would ever want me to bet this horse except for the fact that there's just no speed. Last time out, he opened 6 down the backside. I got news for you, Ronnie. He can do that again if he wants. Now, if he backs up, then I can't help you. But the thing about it is for me, your second play is the key to the race. Toes Gray Cat. He used to have some tactical speed. He hasn't shown it lately. If he can use some of that tactical speed, not to press Sugar Dandy, not to do any of that, but just to get clearly into second, well in advance of the other principals who are Cheech Thunder and Strongbow. They'll be nowhere near the lead early. Then Toes Gray Cat will have a big break on Sugar Dandy, and I think that'll be a good move.
Well, like you said, only a 5-horse field, but very, very intriguing.
It is. It's very intriguing indeed, especially if Cheech Thunder goes favored. Race number 5 on the program is on the turf at 7.5 furlongs. This is a good betting race, too, if you think Puppery can be defeated. We have a field of 10 signed on in this race. Actually, I think there is a scratch in here. One moment, please. Live television. Yes, there is a scratch. Scratch number 3, Key Agent. So 9 will go. Puppery is favored off a nice run last time.
Yeah, you're going to try and make it 2 in a row after responding to a drop in competition with a victory at this level that was going a mile. You look back at this mare's past performance, you'll see in the past has been able to string together back-to-back victories. I always use that as one of my angles, something that the horse has done in the past. So it's not a victory or loss, back then. So I think maybe there's 2 in a row for Puppery. Went to the inside, Pete, with the 1, reined it in, going to race along the inside again. He closed along the rail last time out. He got caught late when beating the neck at this level and distance. Tamara Levy's the trainer. Matthew Rispoli, if you watched the races here from yesterday, had a very wild finish in race number 11 yesterday. He's back in his saddle and actually retweeted his tweet. He said he's fine and ready to go.
That's good news. Little scary situation with Fallen Leaf. I promised that race was live. I just had a feeling she was a bad girl last time. She was again yesterday.
Number 10, One Liz, moved to the Antonio Sano barn after the claim, departs from the outside, broke from the rail, stalked the pace, waited for running room in that race along the inside, finished 3rd behind who else but Puppery. Antonio Sano, want to show you the stat over the last 5 years. First start after the claim on the turf, he's 5 for 22, 23%, 50% in the money with a positive return of investment. So it looks an angle that Antonio Sano, who was our leading trainer last summer, and might be again this year, and he's got a good stat doing what he's doing today.
Yeah, and this horse is making a barn switch, as you touched on, so you can figure that the horse will move up. Puppery beat this horse last time out, but that was without the horse being moved up from Sano's conditioning. So I think that is the logical choice if you want to knock off Puppery. But Puppery, to me, is definitely the best horse in here, partially because a horse like Rein It In has got what I call phony form, because she's running against $10,000 wide open, the same as everybody else, but the races that she's coming out of are significantly softer than a horse like Puppery's races are coming out of, and they're in at the same level. So that's some information, just my opinion, but you have different divisions, and sometimes they come up softer, and sometimes they don't.
So we're in agreement of Puppery.
Yeah, we're in agreement on Puppery and One Liz, actually. Rein It In's the only one I didn't care for.
Okay.
We're agreeing too long, so that's too much, I should say. Too much agreement going on. Beautiful time to take a timeout. We'll be back with more fighting right after this.
Saturday, September 3rd, Florida's top 2- and 3-year-olds return, and the stakes are even higher. The second leg of the Florida Sire Stakes Series, featuring 4 stakes races with almost $1 million in purses. Don't miss world-class racing by Florida's top horses. Saturday, September 3rd, post time 12:35 p.m. Parking and admission are always free. Go to GulfstreamPark.com for full details. Welcome to your playground, Gulfstream Park.
We're back now with a preview of the Rainbow Six sequence on the Sunday afternoon program. Track announcer Pete Aiello, joined by Ron Nicoletti, taking you through the races here on Gulfstream today. 6 races comprise the Rainbow Six sequence, so we started off in race number 6 today. Ronnie, you have a ticket for us, I hope.
We've got a big full field of 12. I can show you my ticket here, and I think, again, it's a very, I think that some of the early races of formful went too deep. We went in the 11th, I went 4 deep in there. Started off with 3 horses in there, 3, 8, and 12. $38.40 for my ticket this afternoon. I didn't see that single that I could just jump on the bandwagon. Got a couple of horses I do like in here, so 2 deep in the middle part of my Rainbow Six ticket.
Well, race number 6 brings out maiden claimers of the $25,000 variety. These are 2-year-olds, and I get to ask you a question for a change. What happened to Dazzling Dixie last time?
Well, she has a claimant tag sliced in half, so I don't know. It's hard to say. She chased the pace. She flattened out when finishing 5th. She was the odds-on choice against $50,000 maidens going 5 furlongs. Was it too tough for her? Second-time Lasix. A lot of people believe in that angle after first-time Lasix. The horse needs a race, and a lot of people swear second-time Lasix can be as simple as that, and the drop make this horse wake up again.
I can't argue with you there because my grandfather was a huge fan of second-time Lasix, so I certainly understand the ideology.
Well, that was my thought, and I just thought maybe it was ambitious, that start, and it looks like they placed it right. And Stanley Gold, Stanley, you better have a good day today because I picked you a couple of times. I also used the 3 Lally, I think it is, a solid third at this level on the main track in her 5-furlong career debut. Going back to the dirt today, she got parked wide last time out. She was 5th, beaten 2.5 lengths, 35 sprint on the turf.
I guess so.
You think? What about the outside horse? Can I talk about that one?
Lady Cella. Talk about whoever you want. This is your program. I'm just hosting it.
The Lady Cella is going to go from the outside today, post 12, after returning from about 90-day layoff, 3 months there about, to set the pace and settle for second. A 16 maiden test at the 6 furlong distance. She has the speed, and she's got the jockey. Tyler Gaffalione needed to succeed from that outside starting position.
But does she have the class? You routinely do this to me. You violate one of my cardinal rules of handicapping. She lost for 16. Why better for 25?
It's sometimes that's sort of a lateral move, when you're dealing with these level of horses. And I just think that the barn, I respect it enough to put it in a spot where they think it can run well. Tyler Gaffalione jumps aboard, got that tactical speed, and, maybe it's a lateral move, at least in their estimation. You just, the race before, explained how, the horses were on $10,000 claimants, but some were better than others. Some races were better than others.
Well, fans, he may not have much of a voice, but he's doing quite well here this afternoon. We have 2 guys that didn't get any airtime in race number 6. I'm going to fix that now. Efren Loza Jr. has a first-time starter, and number 7, I think they must have misspelled bunch, because it's bunch with no end. Book of Daisies. I'm just guessing here. Number 9, Flying Dude from Victor Barboza's shed row. Those are 2 very good conditioners. I'd be interested to see if either one of them don't go down significantly from their morning line just based on the potency of the connection.
And that's the beauty here at Gulfstream Park. I mean, this is a 12-horse field to start the Rainbow Six, and why can't a first-time starter win it? I'm giving you what I think might happen, but Pete's absolutely right. These are good barns, and these horses are spotted where they can be successful. And, you got to have a chance to maybe you got to go all in a race like this, which would make it hard because there is 12 runners.
I don't know that you need to go all, but definitely for me, the 7 and 9 are both must-uses, simply based on the fact that they have flat bet profits with first-time starters, both Barboza and Efren Loza Jr., and I'm huge fans of both of theirs, so I'm not getting off their bandwagon anytime soon. Seventh race starts the late pick 5 today, 5 furlongs over the turf, maiden special weight of the 2-year-old variety. The horse to beat in here, no doubt about it, is number 5, Sherpa.
Yeah, making its first start, it's responding to both the surface switch and the removal of blinkers with a well-meant second place at this level and distance. The trainer is Jose Pinchin and Cornelio Velasquez returning on the son of Cantharos. But I know you have some interest in a horse in here, Southern Sea. Horse I did not use on my ticket. It's going to wear blinkers this afternoon after what you're going to show.
I have a little interest in a couple different horses in here. Number 7, Southern Sea, is one of them. We'll take a look at his debut run now. It was a deceptively good performance. He finished 7th. He only got beat 4 lengths, but he had a lot of trouble in that race, and we're going to show it to you now. At the start of the race, Southern Sea from post number 9 is going to style. Look, that's bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stump.
Bad. And then he's actually out the back door early, and then he's going to rally on with interest. It didn't blow his mind. You don't see him there. He's coming up the inside lane. Good job by Beta Bob getting him into the frame there. And he is going to finish with interest. He had to get something out of that race mentally, and he's finishing good. He's making ground on everybody in that race. So adds the blinkers here this afternoon for owner David Romanek. Lionel Reyes has the call.
Yeah, and I mean, when you go back and look at that, you may have to readjust your tickets and add a horse like that who had that stumble at the start and closed very well. Another horse I had some interest in, Pete, was the 6 Dynamic Dancers, the son of Sky Mesa, debuting for trainer Patrick Biancone with a string of useful workouts showing on the Palm Meadows turf course. This one bred on both sides of the family tree to love the grass by Sky Mesa out of Arahi mare, Madeira Dancer, Lasix for the debut, bred up and down. Patrick Biancone, yesterday was it, or the day before, had a horse that ran exceptionally well at 25-1. Here's a horse I think you got to use somewhere on your ticket.
Horse racing is a very what have you done for me lately business, and that bodes well for people like me who remember all the great work Patrick Biancone has done over the years.
Yeah, and I also used the number 9, Apache Brave. Was hoping to get away from the gate in a timely fashion. He broke a step slow. He rallied and finished 4th behind who? Sherpa. In its career debut at this level and distance, Mickey Kroger and our man Luca Panici in the saddle.
That's the other horse I had some interest in. 7 and 9 are the 2 key horses for me. Apache Brave had an older sibling win the other day and did so in nice fashion. It was also on turf, so 9 and 7 are the 2 key contenders for me. I don't like Sherpa.
You don't like Sherpa?
No.
Okay, what about our pancake bet?
Well, that's the reason I brought it up. I know that
Sherpa against the 9.
You want to go that way?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me.
If you don't know what we're talking about, we bet pancakes here, just to have some fun between us. And I'm actually getting my pancakes handed to me over the last couple of days. Pete's up 4-1, and of course, at the end of our run together, one of us is going to have to buy pancakes for our whole TV crew. So we just do it as a joke, and it's a lot of fun. It keeps us interested. Plus, you get some good picks between you and I.
Now, there's truth to that. There certainly is truth to that. And I just wanted to make sure you got to make the pick today. I was getting harassed from all sides for not letting you make the picks.
Yeah, you've been setting me up, but that's fine. I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
Well, I'm going to set you up now for the late pick 4. What do you think about that? The late pick 4 starts at race number 8. It's a 6 furlong maiden special weight event. California Invader draws the rail here. Dreamy Art hasn't been seen since January. Flash good speed in each one of her races. Is she ready to roll off the shelf?
She's a Louisiana bred. I'm going to personally give her one to look at.
What does that have to do?
No, I just mean, you're making it sound like she's coming from California.
Well, she is.
Yeah, but you're misinterpreting what I'm trying to say here. I got to give this horse a race. I want to talk about Easier first. This one was impressive in her career debut at this level and distance. She stalked throughout. She finished 2nd. She was beaten 3/4 of a length. I want to go back and show you that stretch run of this horse. 22-1 this day, and you'll see there, turning for home, I thought she ran very well. And you see the trainer is Fernando Abreu, and guess what? Fernando Abreu had a win on yesterday's card. So my question to you, this horse ran pretty well, and if you're a buyer figure aficionado, this one got a 70 buyer in this race.
That surprises me. The horse ran excellent, but she ran excellent against a compact suspect cast. Little Alexander Strung a 9-2 upset. The actual favorite in that race was a horse that Fernando Abreu also trained, and I have a feeling that he put her Easier in to fill the race for the other horse. So she ran super. Yes, I agree with that. I was not a fan of the competition, though.
Well, what about the number 7 horse? Talking about interesting horses, Anna House. This is a $600,000 daughter of Awesome again, making her first start and showing speed and fading to finish 6th. She finished 6th behind a horse called Just Wicked. This was last year. Just Wicked came back in her next start and won the Grade 2 Adirondack Stakes. Hasn't been around around for 13 months, appearing here in the Marty Wolfson barn, $600,000 daughter of Awesome again, and the work tab is okay.
You know, she's a Kentucky bred.
Yeah, she's a Kentucky bred. Very good, wise guy. Number 4, Fashionably Wild, is a $300,000 daughter of Unbridled's song. And this one is debuting for Amy Tarrant with a solid workout padding over the Palm Meadows training track. Gets Lasix, Matthew Rispoli in the saddle. Dreamy East Coast debut, as we talked about, Dreamy Art, excuse me, faded in maiden special weight, her last one in California. Louisiana bred, is training well at Gulfstream Park West.
Well, here's the thing about Dreamy Art. I'm not on or against her for in this particular race, but she's drawn the rail, she's working super fast, and she's already shown you that she has a quick first gear. Dreamy Art, catcher to beat her to start the late pick 4.
Okay.
Ronnie's furious with me, and we still have 3 races to go. We're on the turf for race number 9, claimers of the $10,000 variety here. We do have a scratch in this race of number 6, Pillowcase. Is that right? No, that's wrong. Just scratch the alternates. Yeah. Rider change on China Bella to Lionel Reyes. Field of 10. There's an overweight on Pillowcase. I knew there was something going on there.
Number 4, Susie's Pride of Paris, dropping back to the $10,000 level. Stalked, finished 3rd and 2nd, respectively. A pair at the 16. Jenna Antonucci, Edgar Zayas. This is a 2-time local turf winner. I just think this is a nice spot for this horse.
I actually agree with you. I'm not just saying that. I actually agree with you.
Well, let's go to the horse that's 1 pound overweight, Pillowcase. This one, the 6, who was second to the top choice back on May 12th. Renews that rivalry today. Stalked the pace, weakened late, but that was a pair of $30,000 to the $25,000 level types. It's a daughter of Drosselmeyer. Loves this local turf course. 7 starts, 3 wins, 2 seconds.
Seems to be on the wrong end of the form cycle, but that could be mitigated with tougher competition as well. The number 9 horse merits some consideration for you, and I don't blame you one bit. She's run super her last 3 races, Queen of Silence.
Yeah, she's a speedy daughter of Twirling Candy. Was shown she can compete from just on or off the pace, dropping a notch, set the pace, finished 2nd against 12-5 claimers. Tyler Gaffleone got that speed to handle that outside draw.
Well, China Bella is 9-2 on the morning line. That's the good news. The bad news is she lost to Redwater 2-back, who she has to beat again today, and she got beat substantially by Redwater and Pillowcase 3 starts ago. She appears to be headed in the right direction, however, for trainer Ron Rodriguez. That's all?
Yep.
Well, he's mad. Boy, is he mad. Race number 10 on the program, $6,250 claimers at 6 furlongs in this race. I'm trying not to make it obvious that I'm turning the paper here, but scratch number 2, Moonlight Salsa. It's the only way I can do it without making it too obvious. The 2 is out, 8 will go. Ronnie, you like the 9, Unknown?
Yeah, I'm going to try and beat the favorite on the inside, Sultry Town Cat, with the number 9, Unknown, turning back to 3/4 after defeating a trio of next out winners in a 6,252 lifetime claimer going 6.5. Gustavo Delgado, Edgar Zayas, is going to ride. Tyler Gaffleone is going to go to the 5. Playa Zaragoza.
Well, that's your second play in the race. You talked about Unknown having a trio of next out winners behind her. One of those next out winners you picked 3rd, the 4 High Rapid Lady.
Yeah, and Playa Zaragoza, going to try non-winners of 3 today. I think this one could run well. High Rapid Lady, 3rd behind Unknown, as you mentioned, July 23rd. Comes back and trying to make it 2 in a row. Ran good. What about the favorite, Pete? I'm leaving. Am I doing the right thing?
Sultry Town Cat, yeah, I think that if the Sultry Town Cat goes favored, she's worth trying to beat. I don't argue with you one bit. Of course, at this point, I'm worried if I did argue with you, you'd give me a little McGregor punch, and I'd be Diaz from last night. I think that.
Oh, I heard that was a good fight.
Unfortunately, I don't think that the fight that's going to ensue after we get off the air is going to be as good as that. Race number 11, $12,500 maiden claimers at 5 furlongs over the turf course. Very, very interesting race. This race, to me, is extremely bettable, as you have a horse, to me, that is very vulnerable, even though she is the one to beat, and I can't knock you for picking her, Mike Handicap.
Yeah, he's been knocking on the door consecutive races at this level and distance. Gets the call in the nightcap. Wesley Ward, Tyler Gaffleone in the saddle. I think it's really low on the morning line odds in there, and I think too low for that. Yeah, there's other horses in here like the 6-2 start, turning back to a sprint, set the pace, faded late, and back-to-back at 7.5 furlongs. Gilberto Zerpa, Josie Gomez, horse is going to be tried to be on the or near the lead in this race.
Not really interested in her. I am interested big time time in your third play, though. I like this horse, Miso Blue, for trainer Ronnie Werner.
Yeah, dropping to the 12-5 level. Going to wear blinkers today. Finished third against 25 maidens, going 6 furlongs on the main. We mentioned the connections. Ronnie Werner, Lane Leslie, Hendon combo, drop down, surface switch. My long shot comes in this race. It's the 3, Hot Anastasia. Makes second start off the bench for Mike Maker, a barn that does exceptionally well with horses making the second start off the bench. He's about 25% with a $2.50 ROI. Didn't show much in his last race, but this is a horse that could jump back and maybe, if not win, certainly be on the exacta trifecta ticket at a price.
Pretty ironic. I think the last time you got mad at me was the last time Hot Anastasia ran, because you made a case for her that day. So
Yeah.
you went to the wedding, you're going to the funeral.
Right.
I'll make a case for a horse that I've gone to the wedding, the funeral, and the resurrection. I thought I was giving up on her. I looked again, and she's going to entice me again today. Number 2, Search the Beach. Try a rider change today to Roberto Alvarado Jr. That's what's swaying me in this direction as well. She does have some tactical speed. The question is, can she finish for a change? In her first race of her life, she did finish. She just didn't have anywhere to do it.
Okay.
Well, thanks, folks. 31 minutes to post time now for the Sunday opener. I hope I'll be back with a preview of the scratches and changes on the program. If not, Ronnie will take you the rest of the way, and I'll be unconscious somewhere. We thank you for joining us on Gulfstream today. We hope you have an enjoyable afternoon. Good luck today.